Hi everyone. So this video I'm going to be talking about a serious event where I could have died, and I want to cover this because I want to make sure that people who are also going through the same thing get help and that they're okay. And I thought it would be good to share my story because in this way you guys can understand more about this. And today I'm going to be talking about eating disorders. So a lot of people don't really know what that is. So first I am going to cover what it is. And an eating disorder is basically where someone doesn't want to eat, but they kind of feel trapped. Like that's how I felt. I felt like I was just trapped and I wanted to eat, but my body wouldn't let me eat. Like I physically couldn't chew anything because I was just in so much fear. Like I would not eat anything. So that's what an eating disorder is, and there's currently lots and lots of children out there who are going through eating disorders, and I was one of them in 2021 when I was 8 years old. And yeah, so this was on for 6 months. It started in late August and it ended in 2022 January. It was quite late in January as well, so it was a full 6 months that I was not eating properly for. And obviously I want to say that obviously I would have died straight away if I hadn't ate anything. So I'm going to cover what I was doing to make sure I would have still been alive, but there was a chance I was going to die. I don't really want to say it like that, but there was a chance I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some things I'm going to cover. So yeah, so basically my eating disorder started when I was 8 years old, and the last thing I can remember eating was this Pez. Some of you might not know what Pez's are, but they're like a type of candy, and I don't really know if I swallowed it wrong or something, but it was the last thing I ever ate for 6 months, and the last thing I chewed. So I had one of those, and the next minute something just happened. I don't know what it was. It's quite an emotional topic as well. I just don't really know what made it go off. So yeah, but after that I completely stopped, and I was 8 years old. I was going to year 4 in September. I had about 6 days before I started my new school. Well, not my new school, my new year. Sorry guys. And literally the world was just spinning for me and my parents right now. They were really worried, and so was I. I didn't know what was going on, and everything was just yeah. So mind my hair by the way as well. I know it's all wet. But yeah, it was just sorry. It's just I went to year 4, and I got my year 4 teacher, and my parents told her about it. And she was letting me eat chocolate in my lessons, and chocolate was one of the other things I would eat because I was I could suck it and I wasn't chewing it, I wasn't chewing anything, but I was also eating soup because I could swallow that. But for the first week I didn't eat anything at all, so we were just so glad that I was finally eating something in any way I could digest it. Then we got this thing called Complan, which is where it's a drink, but it gives you nutrition, and you can get vanilla, banana, strawberry or chocolate. I can remember exactly. It was very nice, especially the chocolate flavour. But yeah, so I started out like this, and I was drinking my Complan in lessons, and I was having it for lunch. I was spitting sandwiches out I would not eat anything, and it was just yeah, it was a really tough time for all of us, and it was just, there was a lot. But so I started out with someone who supported children who needed it in my school. I'm not going to say this year's name or anything, but yeah, they were a support worker, and she helped me, but she couldn't do anything to prevent my eating disorder, even though I was so grateful for her help. Nothing did change straight away, and it kept going. So I also had this friendship group where it was social care for just a group of people, and we'd go and talk about things and make posters. So that was more to try and calm my anxiety down, more or less, and that was really helpful because I just enjoyed going, and it was like time to like get away and not think about it. Because when I was thinking about my eating disorder, it wasn't nice, obviously. And now I'm nearly 13, and already it's just, you know, like even after all this time, I still don't know like how it happened, and I still can't really get over the fact that I could have died if I hadn't have had the help, and like if everything wasn't okay. Like I can't really get over the fact that it was actually a thing, and it's really something I think about a lot. I remember like just in the start of this year, I was still like really worried about it. I was thinking about it a lot, and like I have so many flashbacks all the time. It's a really serious topic to cover. That's why I want to talk about it, because it's just, you know, it's something like, if you're going through an eating disorder right now, I fully advise you to make sure you start eating as fast as you can. Like start eating as soon as possible, because trust me, you will be so grateful. Obviously you're going to go through flashbacks and things, because I do, and I think most people probably do when they go through an eating disorder. But trust me, it will be so much better if you're not in hospital getting fed through your veins, because I got told that was going to happen to me if I didn't start eating soon. And that wasn't what knocked me straight back into it, but I knew, like, it's one of those things, like, obviously if I had even gone a month longer, that might have been like the only thing that was keeping me alive. And it's just like really difficult, really sad. But my parents were quite worried, because a girl had just passed away sadly from an eating disorder, and it was like a few months before this happened. So it was very severe at the time, and I was like, this is why I want to cover as a topic. But yeah, so I brought this along because like there's lots of different things. Sorry guys, it's just, yeah. But another thing I had was tongue drops. They were like to try and calm my anxiety down, and tongue drops might sound a bit weird, but it's like I'll drop them onto my tongue, and it's supposed to help me. I'm not really sure what it did, although I did them in class and things. And I can't really describe if it helped, because I don't remember too much. I just have certain flashbacks, and it's quite a lot that I remember, just not everything. So anyway, after my social group, I had like this girl called Amber. She worked for counselling, and she was helping me. One of the things I remember was her, like, she brought in a bag of like these crystal sticks, and she was like making me throw them around, put them in my ears, put them in my nose. We were like throwing them on the floor and things, and then she was asking me like, what can you do with like lots of different things, like she showed me what else you could do with food, and that was a good memory. But she was never able to get me to put it in my mouth when I asked. Like that would just never happen, and it's just a lot. So our sessions ended short, because I eventually went with a cognitive therapist. Her name was Christina, and I know you're probably not going to see this, but I am so thankful that you came into my life. Honestly, I'm so glad, because she was the person who saved me when I was running on such a bad track. And she was coming in weekly to my school. She was like really helping me. And yeah, I just don't really know what to say, because we had lots of discussions. We talked about lots of different things. And I mean, I was in news headlines as well, because I don't know who it was, obviously, but someone said, like in that group of counsellors, that I was just doing it because I wanted to only eat chocolate. And I'm not gonna lie, like that kind of thing that you're saying about an 8-year-old who's going through an eating disorder, it does not approve of me. Like that's just like very wrong. Why would I do that to like only eat chocolate? Because as like even at a young age, I knew all about like eating foods, and I knew that I had to like still eat good foods. I knew it was good for me. Like I'd already been educated on that, and there was no way that I would stop eating when I love so many other foods and just go straight chocolate. So I mean, it's like completely wrong to say that. Like just don't say that, because you don't know what I'm going through, and like you don't know if it is an eating disorder, and you don't know, like, you know, you don't know that I'm doing that. So I think that's wrong to say. And if other people have got eating disorders or have been through one and someone has said that, like that, trust me, they don't know. But yeah, we're not going to be aggressive with that. So Christina came in and we were having lots of discussions, and she eventually started bringing different foods, and I was with her for about 4 or 5 months, and she was really helpful. She started getting me to eat little bits, but wasn't a lot. But I would get to drink my Complan with her and just talk, and we would set goals. I remember as an 8-year-old, my average goal was just to eat some like a ham sandwich, because like I said earlier, I just felt so trapped. I was like, I want to eat so badly. Like I can't show you a photo, but like I've seen, and I lost so much weight. It was like I was like really skinny, and it was not good, because like I was not having enough nutrition. I was probably having headaches every day. I can't remember that, but it probably was one of the things. There was just so many things about it, and it's like it's an extremely serious topic, and it's like it's just the same as getting a disease, like that kind of level. Like, so trust me, if you're going through an eating disorder, please eat as fast as you can. Don't end up in a situation where you're in hospital, or even a situation where you end up needing a counsellor to help you get out of it. Like, make sure you do, because I cannot tell you enough. You need it, trust me. You don't want to end up in a bad situation. But yeah, so I think it's just really important to go over this, and I've got a bit more of the story left, so I'm gonna continue. So before December break, in Christmas, we went went for my 9th birthday, and we went from like I think it was like the 28th of November to like the 5th of December. So my birthday was between that, and yeah, we went to Finland, Rovaniemi, sorry if any of this is like, you know, pronunciation, but we went there. My eating disorder was still bad. I still wasn't eating anything, but there was this one night where suddenly I seen this, it was like chocolate bread. It was like a cake but in the shape of a bread. You get like a really thin slice, and I picked some up and put in my bowl, and I went back to the table, and obviously my parents sorry guys, and obviously my parents and my brother, they were all like really shocked, because I literally hadn't been picking things up for food or anything. So it was just a big surprise for me as well. And I ate it. It was probably one of the best moments of my life. I sat there and I ate it so happily. I probably went back for more. I can't remember all of it, but I can remember that one bit. I ate it, and it was the first thing that I had eaten, like real food that I was chewing in like 5 months. We were just so thankful, and it was just like, especially me, I was just so glad I like got to eat something again. And I continued working with Christina after the Christmas break, and my mum told her about like how I had eaten something and how I was eating more things now. I remember as well eating Ritz crackers. I did not want to do that at all. I can remember refusing to my mum, but eventually she made me eat one, and I did it, and I ate the whole pack after. And I gradually, like even after loads of refusing, I gradually built back up. Sorry. I gradually built back up, and it was just amazing. Like, I got to recover from that, and I am so thankful for like everyone's help, and Christina and the social workers and Amber. Like, and by the way, I loved Amber's necklace. I can still remember that. It's just so important to me that I cover this topic, and I make sure that you know that you're not alone. Lots of people have gone through this, and to be fair, I haven't even told a lot of my friends about this, because it's not something you'd expect as well. It's really difficult, because Like, I can remember, like, when I was going to my grandparents, I was sitting there in front of, like, all my favourite foods and not eating. Everyone wanted to be that person who, like, saved me from my eating disorder, who, like, brought it back. It was, like, that's how it felt. It felt like they all wanted the praise at the time. And I'm being fully honest about this, because this is how it felt. Like, I was just 8, and that's how it felt, because I was, like, so worried and stressed. Like, this is the bits I can remember. And, like, you know, I wasn't eating anything. I was going through so much. And, like, just from that, like, you know. So that was just one of the things, like, I was thinking in my head. And I was like, oh, they're all just trying to do it because they want the praise of, like, getting me out of it. And, like, you know, that praise for life. That's what I thought. But I feel like now they were only trying to do it for my safety and my health. But I feel like that's just because I was, like, so deep in and worried. But yeah, so that never happened. Like, I would just sit. I hardly ate anything at Christmas, like Christmas dinner. But eventually I built back up and I was having bits until now, like 3 years later. I am like, this is probably where I'm gonna get emotional, because like I'm just so glad that I'm back to eating, and like I'm back to having Christmas dinner. I'm back to having my tea. I'm back to like drinking properly. Everything, like, it's just so important that I cover this, because like now the reason it sticks to me so much is because I know that I could have died, like, from that. I know that my life was like at a risk, and like that they helped me. They kind of like saved my life, and everyone did, and I'm like really grateful that could happen. So thank you so much, like, to everyone that helped, because it's just like I'm really grateful and I'm really glad. So yeah, and generally it's just that kind of topic to cover. Like, I'm so thankful, and I'm just like, I'm really glad. I don't really know what to say, because it's like, it's really hard to share this, I'm not gonna lie. But it's just like, you know, I want people to know, so that you don't end up in a situation where you even need a counsellor. I want you to know that even if it lasted a week, do not let it last any longer. Come out of it straight away and fight yourself, because that's what I did, and I got through it, and now I'm eating again. And I would hate for anyone who had an eating disorder to like end up passing away because of it. You have to fight, you have to get through it, because I know that you are strong, and I know that you can do this. I know that you can eat again, and I know that you can get that nutrition back up. I know that that can happen for you. I truly know it can, and I know that you've got this, because I got through it, and I do not want anyone to like have to go through anything else, because I was at that stage where I was about to be sent to hospital because they had to try and keep me alive, and I broke free. So you have to break free, because I know you can, and that's the all part. And you've got to find, like, you don't even have to find your thing that can break you free. You just have to do it. And for me, Finland was the thing that broke me free. But it can be anything for you. Even just being where you are, looking at food, and taking the smallest nibble till you've ate the full thing first, the full thing first, because it's just like, it's so important. It's just like, I can't even explain. This video's got quite long, so yeah. But I literally can't tell you how much like this story sticks to me, and how much it means to me, and how much I know I don't want you to have to go through the same story, because there's so many lows that I can remember, and like so many like tears and things. Like, I'm gonna share that, and like those sorry about that. There was just like there was just so much. I don't want that to happen like to anyone else. So thank you so much for listening to this, and just remember that if you know someone who you think has an eating disorder, or you know has an eating disorder, then make sure you speak to them about that, and make sure that they know that they are loved and that they can get through this, because it's the best thing that you can do, and I believe that you can do that. So hearts to you. I'll see you guys soon, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this helps. Remember, you're not alone. And remember, I know you can get through this because you're strong. Thank you.